That company has to have what's called a management certificate. Now, I will show you here in our original documents of when we were first made a community here. Our original certificate was with Creative Management. And I have a copy of that certificate here. This is it. Now, I did ask in an email to Elisa Trevino for the certificate. I said, I want to see, the contract. I want to know at what point we made a contract with your new company, Elite Management. I never got an answer to this day. So that's here for you all to look at.
And there's a date of 2015, so that is now no longer valid. Is that right?
No, they were, yes, they were eligible for reinstatement until 5/15, but because she filled this out and sent it in to the state, they were reinstated.
Okay, so that says? So they got that in October, they sent it in November, and then they got reinstated.
Exactly.
Those names were just, filled in.
Right. So if you were to go online and you were to look up, West Wind Patio Homes Association, the corporate structure, it will show it as a corporation, and it will show the board of directors as being Mary Cardozo, Joel Savions, and Ricardo Jazo. But we never voted any of these people in.
So how do we rectify that directly with Texas?
Rectifying that with the state is going to take us submitting the application. It's a change of agent form. There is a fee that comes with that, but yeah, we would have to submit that to the state. But herein lies the problem. When you have these types of corporate structures, you have to, you have to have an agent. Now, your agent is an individual who is going to receive any legal documentation, thank you, that's sent to you. Okay, they're gonna be the ones that they'll receive it, and then they inform you, hey, someone's filed this lawsuit against you or the company. Okay, that's who your agent is. So whenever we send anything that refers to our board of directors, it has to go to the TCM office. But what we found is, anytime we mail a certified letter to the TCM address that's listed, it is rejected. Boyka has a letter that she just recently sent this past week that was sent back. They will not accept any of it. And that goes against their fiduciary responsibilities as a representation for our homeowners association in order to accept.
So can we not just send that over and say these are the new board members, and these are no longer the board members that you should be talking to?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I follow what you're asking.
We just send an update to the state of that.
Yes. Well, here's
because
the thing.
Right now what we're doing is we're making Mary Cardozo, by asking her to resign, we're saying that she was the president and we needed her to resign. We don't need her to resign because she was never the president, because none of us, anybody, voted for her. So if we just send an update and say, here's your money, here's the paper, now you deal with us, and now back us up because these people have our money.
Well,
I mean, I don't know the legalese, but I mean, how much does it do? Is it $5,000? That's what a lawyer would ask for.
That's where we're at.
Then that's where we're at.
Yeah.
We need to move on that, because by asking Mary Cardozo for a resignation to a position that she does not hold, because nobody voted for her, we're recognizing her within this bounds of whatever any law. If you're saying please resign, please. We're telling her that she is the president and we want her to resign.
Actually, the wording of that document is very important, you can say, nobody recognizes you as, president. Therefore,
You're no longer president.
consider yourself
Yeah.
out of the loop, period. We don't know who appointed you because you weren't elected.
And since she has not provided any proof, then she has no leg to stand on, and she's out.
I understand what
completely.
you're saying,
So
and that's
let's proceed
exactly
with
how
this.
I perceived it. That's the same way that Jim perceived it. The problem being is TCM has our accounts. And TCM keeps saying that they're not recognizing anything that Jim and I do.
Well, they're gonna recognize what the state of Texas says,
Exactly, but
then that's what we need
but
to
here's
know.
the thing, but we'll have to, we've talked with, we've tried to go to the Attorney General's office to talk
Right.
with them.
Yes, but
We were actually sent over to the district attorney's office.
that's, okay, I believe that's a separate issue, because we're telling the
Well,
law
we're
that
trying
this is a crime. In the meantime, you need to get a
But we
hold
have to-
of the accounts.
Exactly,
Which if the
and that's the
state
whole point.
recognizes the new board,
It's
well then
been-
you go to the bank and tell them this is the new board, close those accounts, open new accounts, and let's move on. Because if we don't do this now, we're just waiting around for Mary Cordosa, who's
Well,
sitting in
I
her
understand
house.
that. Yeah, we've been doing.
Hey, she's
we've
sitting
been
at her
doing this
house,
for the
sitting
past
on
year.
the $200 that she gets every month, or whatever amount it is,
Right.
for doing what? Pilfering, whatever is the rest of the accounts and whatever what is it, the reserve that community has.
Yes.
That's our $100 that they just jacked up from last year going to her.
Right.
So, how much, I think you guys asked, how much does it take? Is it $5,000? I mean, is that what we need to do to get them to the next step, $5,000?
5,000.
Well, then let's do a bake sale, let's get the money together and do that. Because legally, we're asking her to come to resign a position that nobody gave her.
Right.
So if we recognize that, we're in it with her, and we gotta wait around for her to, I don't wanna
Well, she's
make
not.
more money
Well,
anymore.
The thing is, according
She's
to the
got a hold of
law,
our
you do have to
accounts.
go and you have to ask, you do have to
You
go
have to
and
find
you
the
have to
laptop.
ask. And once we have asked, and we do have proof that we asked, at this point now, we can take her to JP Court, and that was the point I was trying to get to. We talked with the district attorney who told us, listen, you guys have to take this to the justice of the peace. And it has to be the justice of the peace that hears your case and then awards you the.
He can't award us control of the money. He
Yes.
cannot do that.
He can-
The judge will say, you, Mary, owe these people $100 a day for the rest of your life. But that's all. It doesn't matter, because they still have the accounts.
That's where you are.
We can't make her a criminal and then,
We're asking.
she's not the president.
Exactly, but
So
all
why
we're
we
asking
recognize her
is,
as the president?
all we're asking is for the judge to give us a judgment
They're part
to
of it.
remove her from the bank accounts.
Let's remove her.
In the books.
How can-
It's not that-
He can't remove her.
No.
We've tried.
Okay.
The judge can't remove her.
The
Yeah.
judge
They
can.
just
The
can't.
judge
No, he
can't.
can't. How can he remove her when we voted her in?
Doesn't-
According to that paper. That paper is going to the state. The judge don't go against the state.
So we gotta prove them, no, we didn't.
I say we need to just update that, send it in, and then let the state figure it out. Because then they'll be like, well, we have this one, who do we send it to? This one's got the latest date. Let's send it to them. And then we start getting the information that we need. And then we take that to JP Court and say, hey, we have the accounts, and under these accounts that we've looked at, she's getting a check every month. So these are the proof, this is the proof that they want, so that they can say, oh yeah, you know what, this Mary and Maria got the same address. I wonder who's the first person?
She has 3 names.
Hey, when you do
She's
something like this, you
Maria.
don't do it once, and she's been doing this for a long time
7
because
years.
nobody said anything.
She
So
has-
I don't think we should be recognizing her by asking her permission to continue with our life. She's out.
Can I throw something in here?
Sure. I'm sorry.
This meeting is very important. We have done some of the legwork. We had, Nellie and I had some meetings previously and created a demand for her to hand over everything. And and they ignored it, and they came back and said, well, you didn't have an open meeting. Nobody came there. So this meeting is our first open meeting. We're doing the same thing, and the minutes of this meeting are most critical. At this meeting, everybody is there. This is a totally legitimate meeting where we have determined that she has not proved that she has the legal right to be on the board. We're going to take, and we have taken action by a vote to eliminate her from the board and definitely from any officer position. And we will take these minutes and we will attempt to get the records from the league and from her. She actually is the last person to have claim on those records, and she needs to relinquish them. We will go to her and demand them. If she does not give them to us, then we will go to the JP court on the civil side. We also have quite a bit of information that we'll be submitting to the district attorney's office. We already have contact with them. There's quite a list of definitely possible illegal activity. You might even go into organized crime. You got the association management, and you've got Mary, and you've got anybody else who has been illegally seizing control of this organization. And apparently, from all I can see, and when we go through the records of Mary and her husband's horse mow business that they have, they make what, Natalie? 900 one month, 600 another month.
Yeah.
They're very horse mow happy, and they don't want to give that up. It's not huge money, but you know, it gets you by, gets you a little extra cash, and that goes to, we're interested in, well, as long as we establish that she hasn't been a legal board member for a while. Now we've got to question the fact that she signed her own contract with her husband's lawn company for 2 years and wrote in there that it can't be eliminated. If it is, they get paid the money for 2 years anyway. And the same thing happened with Elite Management. They got a contract to say that they're good for 2 years, and if we bounce them out, they get their money. But the problem is, if she's been illegally seizing control of this association, I don't think all those contracts can be legal. And if they're not legal, we're contemplating eliminating the Sunshine contract. We'll find somebody else. We're also contemplating eliminating the Elite Management / PCM Management control of our association, and we'll find somebody else. Does anybody have a problem with that?
No. Can I say something?
Yeah.
Patricia and Mary, once Sherry and Karen left, this was their play pit. Never enough people to come to the meetings to have a meeting. Never people showed up signing things for meeting, voting anybody in. I told them before, when they were here, Sherry be knocking on the door. Did you fill out this? No. Would you like to fill it out? Because we need your vote. Mary has not walked around anywhere that I know of asking for votes. Patricia has not ever went around and asked for votes to be the head hog there that's going to keep us nice and in our bounds.
Because she doesn't have to, because she's the agent.
She's
She
the
doesn't
agent.
have to, she's
She's not-
the
yeah.
agent.
Okay, so
Okay.
as far as the other board, semi, or whatever board members, can we vote them out today?
They're already gone. When you guys elected Jim and I, that removed those two, but Mary held on to her seat as president, and she wanted to remain both president and treasurer, which we told her that's illegal. You can't do it. The bylaws state that the president cannot, and the vice president, you cannot hold more than two offices if there's enough people on your board.
So now, do we?
More than one.
More than one.
You can only have one.
President yet?
And it's a conflict of interest.
That's right.
You know, I come up with the
Now,
law
what-
and I implement it.
Oh, now what they have done is they've taken,
That was done at the beginning.
Mary now has electronic,
as of this moment.
Okay.
Mary has electronic access to the bank accounts. She does not even have to leave her home. She goes to her computer and she just hits a button and she's able to approve any checks to be written out because it's all done electronically now.
Wow.
So, which we were told this in the June 4th meeting. Also, we were told as far as them keeping the records. All of our records are, Jim, correct me if I'm wrong, all the records are being kept with, what is it, Total Recall?
Total Recall. The company called Total Recall, except for the current year, and if in the previous year, if it's not long enough into the current year to be shipped up and stored. So by now, probably 2014's gone, so all they have is 2015, chances are, in papers. And they, what do they do, scan it or whatever they do, they take the hard copy and they send it over to these other guys, and then we can have it available, but we have to get on there. And we plan to go through all those records to see just what's been going on. Because I made a legitimate claim request under the new program there where you can look at the records. And I had to send a certified return request letter. And guess what? They said they didn't know Western Patio Homes Association over there on Richmond Avenue. And they gave it back to the postman and said, we can't deliver it here. We can't accept it. And then I sent it to Mary's home, and she refused it. But then I sent it back on a different method, not showing my name on it, and I have proof that the post office delivered those demands, but they don't want to show any records. They I don't know. It gives me the appearance that they're scared of what they might show. But we will get to that in due time. But we're going to make a demand now from these many minutes telling them we want everything, right?
That's
Tomorrow.
one aspect. The other aspect, what about the attorney, state attorney, or
The district
general?
attorney?
Yeah, district attorney. To put like a freeze on the accounts, because as long as they have a free hand in it, after 2-3 months, let's say, we're